In the summer of 2025, a grainy photo surfaced on a private WeChat group before exploding across Reddit and X. It showed a figure, unnaturally tall, limbs like slender obsidian, walking through the red gates of the Shaolin Temple in Henan, China. His head was shaved. He wasn't wearing a San Antonio Spurs jersey. He was wearing the gray robes of a candidate monk. That figure was Victor Wembanyama. For 10 days, the most valuable asset in the history of professional sports vanished. No cameras, no press releases, no brand activations. While his peers were on yachts in Mykonos or grinding in high-tech gyms in Miami, the alien was reportedly waking up at 4:30 a.m. to the sound of a bronze bell, eating zucchini noodles, and learning to crawl on unlit mountain paths. But this wasn't just a spiritual retreat. It was part of a larger, darker rumor mill surrounding the San Antonio Spurs. Around the league, whispers of Wemby's Secret Lab began to circulate. Rival executives started asking, is the Spurs training staff using untested European science? Are they isolating him to hide a radical physical transformation? Or is Victor Wembanyama the subject of the greatest human experiment in sports history? Today, we go inside the lab. We're stripping away the alien marketing to look at the cold, hard, and sometimes bizarre science keeping the 7'4" anomaly from breaking. This is the truth behind the inhuman body of Victor Wembanyama. To understand the experiment, you have to look at the ground. Most NBA players start their day with weight racks and shooting drills. Wembanyama starts his day on his hands and feet. If you've seen the clips of Victor bear crawling across the hardwood, you might have laughed. It looks awkward, it looks alien, but to his lead trainer, Guillaume Alquier, the man the Spurs literally imported from France just to manage Victor, it's the most critical part of the program. Standard sports science says that a man Wembanyama's height is a ticking bomb. The history of the NBA is a graveyard of big men whose careers were ended not by opponents, but by their own feet. Yao Ming, Bill Walton, Arvydas Sabonis, the sheer physics of carrying 7-foot-plus frames at high speeds eventually causes the fine bones of the feet to snap. Alquier's solution, the big toe science. The lab focuses on prehabilitation. Victor spends hours strengthening the intrinsic muscles of his feet. He uses resistance bands on his big toes. He performs handstands for his feet. Why? Because the big toe is the anchor of human balance. For a normal person, a weak toe is a nuisance. For a 7'4" giant who moves like a gazelle, a weak toe is a career-ending injury. By making Victor's feet as strong and flexible as a gymnast's hands, the Spurs are essentially installing a custom-built suspension system. They aren't trying to make him bigger, they are trying to make him rootable. It's the first step in the human experiment, ignoring the muscles that show up in photos and focusing on the ones that keep you on the court. Now, let's talk about that 2025 disappearance. The media called it a vacation. The truth is far more tactical. The Spurs' isolation tactics aren't about hiding him from the world. It's about protecting his nervous system. We live in the highlight era, where every move Victor makes is analyzed by millions. This creates a level of cognitive load, mental weight, that can lead to physical fatigue. The retreat to the Shaolin Temple in mid-2025 was a calculated move to reset the alien's brain. While there, Wembanyama practiced Zhan, or standing like a post. It's a form of meditation where you hold a single grueling posture for long periods. For someone with Victor's levers, the torque on the joints is immense. The monks didn't care about his PER or his blocks per game. They made him climb intuitively on unlit mountain roads to improve his proprioception, his body's ability to sense its own position in space. This is the untested science the rumors speak of. It's a blend of ancient kinetic wisdom and modern neuroathletics. Think about it. Why does Victor rarely look clumsy? Most players his height have a delay between their brain and their feet. By training in the darkness of the Henan Mountains, Victor was forced to rely on his nervous system rather than his sight. He wasn't just learning Kung Fu, he was hacking his own biology to eliminate the lag that usually plagues giants. The most common criticism of Victor since he entered the league has been his weight. He's too skinny, he'll get bullied. But if you look at his physique in the 2025-26 season, something has changed. He isn't bulky like Shaq, but he's dense. This is where the Spurs' nutritional science comes in. Traditional NBA bulking involves eating massive amounts of calories and lifting heavy. But for Victor, every extra pound of bad weight is a pound that threatens his knees. The Spurs nutritionists have developed what they call the 5-meal furnace. He eats 5 to 6 times a day, but the macronutrient timing is precise down to the minute. It's a diet high in lean proteins and functional fats. They avoid inflammation-inducing foods at all costs. But the real secret, the sleep nutrition loop. The Secret Lab isn't just a gym, it's a recovery suite. Victor is reportedly required to hit 10 to 11 hours of sleep per night. During those hours, his body is flooded with specific nutrients designed to repair bone density. The Spurs are using wearable tech that monitors his blood oxygen levels and glucose in real time, adjusting his next meal based on how he slept. It's not just eating clean, it's bio-individual management. They aren't building a bodybuilder, they're building a tall guard. They want the strength of a center with the weight of a forward. If he gains too much weight too fast, the experiment fails. Every ounce is accounted for. We've heard the term European science thrown around like it's a dirty word. What does it actually mean in Victor's case? It refers to a school of thought popular in France and Germany that prioritizes elasticity over power. In American basketball, we love verticality. How high can you jump? In the Spurs lab, they care about recoil. They use specialized machines that don't use traditional iron plates. Instead, they use iso-inertial technology, flywheels that provide resistance based on how hard you pull. This prevents the jarring effect on the joints that comes with traditional weightlifting. They also utilize speed chess and cognitive drills during physical exertion. You might have seen Victor juggling tennis balls while balancing on a foam pad. This isn't a circus trick, it's a dual-task training method. By forcing his brain to solve complex problems while his body is under stress, the Spurs are ensuring that in the fourth quarter of a playoff game, Victor's brain won't shut off due to physical exhaustion. This is the inhuman part of the body. It's a body where the brain and the muscles are so tightly linked that they act as a single unit. While other players are grinding, Victor is sinking. So, we return to the original question. Is Wemby Secret Lab a work of genius, or is it a dangerous human experiment? As we watch the 2026 season unfold, the results speak for themselves. Victor is playing more minutes, taking more contact, and showing zero signs of the big man breakdown we all feared. He's shedding tears after wins, showing a raw emotional connection to the game that defies the alien persona, but physically, he's becoming something we've never seen. The Spurs aren't isolating him because they have something to hide. They're isolating him because what they're doing is vulnerable. It requires a level of buy-in that most 22-year-old millionaires wouldn't give. Most players wouldn't shave their head and sleep on 3 single beds pushed together in a monastery. Most wouldn't spend 2 hours a day stretching their talos. Victor Wembanyama is a willing participant in his own evolution. The Secret Lab is just a metaphor for a new era of athlete, one where longevity is engineered and the boundaries between ancient discipline and futuristic science are blurred. He is the alien. He is the proof that if you take a once-in-a-century physical specimen and apply a once-in-a-century training philosophy, you don't just get a basketball player. You get the alien. As the league watches and as rival teams scramble to hire their own toe specialists and meditation coaches, one thing is clear. The lab is open, the results are in, and the rest of the NBA is just trying to catch up. The truth behind the inhuman body isn't that it was grown in a lab, it's that it was built with a level of detail that makes everyone else look like they're still playing in the Dark Ages. Victor Wembanyama is healthy, he is strong, and he is just getting started.